It is reported that when the sick man who was terminally ill on the day of Qiyamah sees the reward of his sickness, he will say, Ya Allah, why didn't you keep me sick all my life? I could have seen a greater reward. Today we have a slight cough and a flu and a fever, and we get so depressed, we don't know whether we are coming or going. Today we have a financial problem. We resort to haram methods of paying our debts. Have we passed or failed? We don't mind suffering in this dunya so long as we get the akhirah. Look at Bilal ibn Rabah. We know what happened to him. Salman al-Farisi, we don't have time to go into his history. Wallahi, he was the son of one of the kings of his areas. Subhanallah. Do we know that? Salman al-Farisi's father was Za'imul Qawm, the leader of his own nation. He was a young man kept in the house. He was not allowed to go out. They used to worship the fire. Until when he was very old, one day he was allowed to walk out. His father told him to get something. And when he went out, he noticed Christians worshipping. He stood at the door of the church watching. And in his heart he said, we are fire worshippers, but these people are better than us. That was his path to in search of the truth, until he was taken. In fact, his father tied him with leg irons, subhanallah, in the home. When he came home and told his father what had happened, very upset. He sent a message to the church saying, I am son of so and so, but I am part of your church. When the elders come from Syria, please send me a message. I will make a plan and leave with you. And he ended up in Syria. And from Syria, subhanallah, he met with one of the rabbis or the popes of the time, and the second one and the third one, cutting a long story short, until the last one told him, now there are no more good rabbis. The time has come for Allah to send another messenger. Where will he come? He will come in a place, and the place was described. And you will find a caravan of Jews going in that direction. He joined the caravan. Those Jews saw this man from Persia. They sold him as a slave in Medina. Subhanallah. Where did they sell him? In Medina. Munawwara. What got him to Medina from Persia? Had he not been enslaved, he would have never been able to have gone to Medina. Subhanallah. How did he hear about Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Because he was enslaved and sold in Medina. That was the plan of Allah. Subhanallah. With us, we would be very upset if we were enslaved, not realizing it's a blessing in disguise. I give you yet another example. Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam. Allah decided that Allah wants to raise him higher than his brothers. So Allah had to put in his life what we might look as problem. We might look at it as problem after problem. But that was the only way he was going to become the king of Egypt. Subhanallah. Had he not been thrown in the well, he was not going to be picked up by those who picked him up. Had he not been picked up, he was not going to be sold in the house of the leader of Egypt. Had he not been sold, he would not have been abused. Had he not been abused, he would not have gone into the jail. All these things look like they are negative issues, don't they? One after the other. The most handsome creature on earth. And this is what has to happen to him. So I want to show you that ease in this world has got nothing to do with Allah being happy with you. Nothing at all. Sometimes difficulty in this world and health problems, family problems, poverty, so on and so forth, sometimes those are signs that Allah loves you. That is the point I am making today. Sabr. Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. A person who has never been tested. What did Allah say about the kuffar? The fact that the kuffar are rich on earth and they have no problems on earth. Don't let that deceive you. They will be granted respite and leisure and pleasure for a small period of time. ثُمَّ مَأْوَاهُمْ جَهَنَّمْ. Then their final abode will be Jahannam. When Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam was sold, he was imprisoned. They falsely accused him of zina. They planned and calculated mischief against him. But one day, did the tables not turn? Allah tests you, tests you, tests you. You go through, as I said, grade 1, 2, 3, 4. The bigger the test, the hadith says, عِظَمُ الْأَجْرِ مَعَ عِظَمِ الْإِبْتِلَاءِ. The greater reward is with the test that is greater. Today we don't want to go through big tests. Something happens at your factory and you lost your hand. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We don't only say it, we believe it. We belong to Allah. We are going to return to Allah. I will now live without a hand, but in Jannah, my hand will be made of gold, inshallah. Subhanallah. You have surrendered to the command of Allah. This is how and when you will achieve success. And this is when we will go from point to point, further and further. Then when you